Hey there, everybody. This is Tish Times, and I specifically said I was going to be here at noon, and I am here. So I want to make sure that you are here with me. I know that there's a couple of people that said they were going to join us, so I don't want to take a long time to wait, but I definitely want to give people a couple of moments to come on and hang out with us. I just finished with my course. I teach classes on Mondays and Tuesdays from the Unstoppable Confidence Sales Academy, which is basically a business school focused on sales. And today I taught a class called Confident Communication. And there are a few things that came up that I cannot wait to share with you all. I talked specifically about making sure that you have the right things in place in order to be more confident in your sales conversations, because the thing that we all know is that if there's no sales, there's no income, there's no income, there's no business. And I want you to be successful in your business. So if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a sales professional in a company that you might work for, this is going to be good information for you. I love to hear your feedback. So if you have any questions, just feel free to add them to the comments. If this is something that you're really enjoying and you want to make sure that you continue to receive it, then please sign up. Make sure you subscribe here on the Facebook page. This is where I give these quick what I call the time zone, these sales tips. We are still finishing up our contest that's going to give you a free seat in my Cards to Cash follow-up masterclass. If you're interested in that, you can still sign up for it. All the details will be in the comments below, so you can definitely make sure that you sign up for that. But the things that I want to share with you today is it pertains to having more confident sales conversations are super simple things that you probably have heard before, but I know for a fact it's really easy to forget, especially when you're in the process of having a conversation. It gets easy to get nervous. Sometimes you have a level of expectation that's not being met, and so you kind of withdraw a little bit, or there's that fear of rejection sometimes that causes us to not want to even have the sales conversation. I mean, how many of you all have great networking conversations, and when you do your follow-up call, you have another great conversation, and you begin to develop this relationship, but you never get around to asking for the sale? That is a problem if your intention is to build your business and to have more income in your business. I think building relationships is imperative. It's fantastic. It's what my business is built around. However, for many of us, specifically females in sales, not all, because I know there are many of you all who are very confident in the way that you present yourself, but there are lots of us who really struggle with actually asking for the sale. So a couple of things that I want you to remember is, number one, be aware of how you're coming across. It's sometimes difficult to practice and get in front of your mirror and, talk into the air when nobody's in the room. But I am going to encourage you to start taking time practicing your sales conversations. Get a buddy, get a kid, because a kid's going to tell you the truth in most cases, but find someone that can give you some great feedback if that's one of your issues. And you find that when you get into the sales conversation, even though you knew what you're going to say before, you really struggle with it once you actually start into that sales conversation, and you walk away having a second conversation in your head, right? That conversation is, man, I wish I would have said, I should have done this. And why did I say that? Oh, that was not what I really wanted to say. If you're having those second conversations, then that means it's time to really work on preparing better for the first conversation. So think about things like, how is your tone of voice? So I had a conversation with someone earlier, and one of the things that I noticed is we were good. We were having a great conversation as she was talking to me about the product, or the service rather, that she sells, and wanted me to participate. However, when she started talking about the price of it, I could hear her voice not only change, but I could actually hear her start to choke on her swallow, start to cough a little bit, with that. Those things may seem like they're just reflexes or things that we can't control, but in many cases, they're indicators of nerves, and they will show up when we're not sure of ourselves. So begin to pay attention to what's happening when you're not sure of yourself or you get really nervous in a sales conversation. Do you find yourself coughing, sneezing, needing a cup of water all of a sudden when you were fine any other time? So be aware of those things that are happening that are physical manifestations of the nerves that are going on. The anxiety that's going on in your body is showing up in physical manifestations. So be aware of it so that you can better prepare and overcome that, because you can, trust me. The next thing is, trying to sell almost by the hour, feeling like your value isn't great enough for you to be able to, state your price and stand by it. Remember, you are not selling by the hour. You're not selling your time by the hour. You're selling a transformation. You're selling a way of life, right? You're selling, in some cases, health. So think of it that way, and don't minimize what you do to an hourly rate. And by no means do you start with one price and then immediately discount and feel like you now have to say something different because that person isn't responding the way that you expected them to. Remember that you can sell from the heart. I think that there is such a thing as heart selling. There is such a thing as being genuine in sales and not feeling like you have to follow a blueprint that someone else has created for you that does not fit into who you are. I follow lots of sales trainers online, and I love some of the things that they say, but the style in which they deliver their message is not necessarily for me. And so you've got to decide, what is your message and how do you want it to come across? Is it that hard sell that's like, if you're not buying from me, you're going to fail? That to me is a turnoff. And if you try to sell to me that way, you have lost the sale, I guarantee you. And there are lots of other people that feel the same. So if that's not your personality in a day-to-day conversation, don't feel like you have to become this crazy salesperson in order to get someone to say yes to you. Trust me, they're buying your heart. They're buying your energy, the way that you come across, and they're going to fall in love with you because of who you are, not necessarily how hard your sales line is. So really remember that. And then the last thing I want to just kind of leave with you is to make sure that you create and ask the right questions. Because if you aren't asking the right questions, number one, if you're not asking questions at all, you're not getting the information, and definitely not enough information to know if you can be of service to that person that you're trying to sell to. I gave an example in my class earlier in the Sales Academy about someone trying to sell me a tomato. So if a person were coming to sell me a tomato and they began to share with me how red the tomato is and how big it is and how good it's going to taste and how I can use it on a sandwich or in a salad and all of these various things I could do with the tomato, they're probably doing a great job at selling their product. But the thing that they would probably neglect to understand is that I hate tomatoes. I don't like tomatoes, and I would never buy a tomato by itself. However, I love salsa. I love tomato sauce. I love lots of tomato products. But if you don't ask the right questions, if that person was not asking the right questions, they would never know that they could sell me a tomato product, but they could never sell me a tomato. So you may be selling the right product to the wrong person because you've not asked the right questions to find out if, in fact, they are a good fit for your business and if you can even help them. So back it up a little bit before you go all deep into your sales presentation, and make sure that you're asking the right questions to find out, can you actually serve them? Can you help them? And are they the right person for you to be helping? Maybe this is a referral opportunity where you can give this person a name of someone else who might be a better fit for them. Or you can just find out, well, maybe I don't sell them the full tomato. Maybe I sell them a jar of our salsa, or maybe I sell them our new tomato paste or our tomato sauce or something else. So just understand that there is a way for you to sell genuinely, to feel good about it, right? And to be super excited about the results that you're getting by being comfortable in yourself. I heard a phrase that I thought was so powerful, is that people are taking selfies all day long, but they don't know themselves. So get comfortable with you, right? Get comfortable with who you are and don't compromise your core values in order to sell a product, because you'll never really have the type of result and the type of relationships that you want and the success you want in your business when you have to compromise every time in order to make the sale. Be comfortable being you. Understand that your confidence grows by you, number one, practicing, by you getting comfortable with yourself, by you doing the preparation, asking and developing those questions in advance, and being ready for that conversation and not just kind of sitting down and hoping that it goes in your favor, because in many cases you will be disappointed. And I don't want that for you. And I know that that's not what you want, because I know that you're here to make a big impact on the world. So I hope that that has been helpful for you. And if you have questions, if you like to share any of your comments, please do so. I'll be happy to answer any questions. And I'll be here tomorrow at noon. So noon Pacific time, meet me back here. If you have some questions you'd like for me to answer on tomorrow's broadcast, I'd be happy to do that as well. So I'll look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Have a great day. If you want more, make sure that you subscribe, and I'll see you there. Thank you so much for all the love. And I love you right back. And this is Tish Times signing out from what we're now calling the time zone. See you tomorrow.